Maharashtra welcomes all of you in this session. The principal of this St. Mary's Integrated Campus, Hyderabad, the director, coordinator, organizing secretary, and all the entire team deserve congratulations for organizing national seminar on contemporary issue. So, on behalf of all of you and on behalf of myself, I congratulate the entire team of organizing committee of this webinar. The topic given to me for discussion is the impact of COVID-19 on business sector in India. Before proceeding to my lecture, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the principal, director, coordinator, organizing secretary and the entire team for inviting me as a resource person for this webinar and giving me an opportunity to share my views in this respect with you. For the sake of convenience, I have divided this lecture in two parts. In the first part, we will discuss the negative impacts of COVID-19 on business sector in India, and in the second part, we will discuss the positive impact of COVID-19 on business sector in India. Okay, we will discuss in detail. You know, the entire world is in the clutch of coronavirus. The World Health Organization has declared it as a pandemic. The outbreak of the coronavirus has unprecedented implications on not only the Indian economy but global economy. In addition to detriment of the human life, it is leading many negative repercussions on the business world. Its impact on the business environment is worldwide and manifold. Nearly 200 countries affected by this pandemic, including India. India is one of the 15 most affected countries, and now it is at the 5th rank considering the number of deaths. Fear of coronavirus, lockdowns and restrictions on various economic activities, declining economic situation of India. Businesses are operating in fear of collapse of financial markets and volatile market conditions. Severe economic burden and grave consequences have to be borne by the Indian business sector because of this pandemic. In the present session, we will discuss repercussions of coronavirus on different sectors of Indian economy and highlight which sectors are adversely affected and which sectors are benefited. Later we will have some discussion on the impact of COVID-19 on business sector in India, how it is negatively impacted, the negative effects. The impact is not same and equal in all sectors of business. Some sectors have high impact, some sectors have medium impact, and some sectors have low impact. Aviation, hotels, restaurants, retail, shipping, port services, tourism, personal services like salons and beauty parlors, etc. are bearing high negative impact. Whereas automobiles, building materials, residential real estate and such other businesses are in the medium impact category. Agricultural products, dairy products, fast moving consumer goods, healthcare products and such other products have least impact of COVID-19. We will discuss few examples of the industries, how these industries are affected by the COVID-19. At this time, we will discuss only the negative impact. First, we will say what is the negative impact on pharmaceutical industry. Negative impact on pharmaceutical industry. As per the Trade Promotion Council of India, India imports around 85% of its total requirement of pharmaceutical ingredients from China. Dependencies on China have impacted manufacturing operations of pharmaceutical companies in India. On the other hand, demand for essential medicines and safety equipments have gone up due to coronavirus. In addition to this, government has restricted the export of certain medicines and pharma products and also monitoring the overall inventory. Drugs and medicines may not be sufficiently available in the near future. It may not be sufficient to satisfy consumer demand in the near future. Obviously, these medicines will witness skyrocketing prices unless and until government's interruption. Next industry we will see the electronic industry. About 55% of electronic items are imported by India from China. These imports have already slid down to 40% in light of the coronavirus outbreak. Now, India has launched Atmanirbhar Abhiyan for promotion of indigenous production and to reduce the dependency on a single market of China. Due to lockdown and such other measures, in many countries, India's trade deficit of this industry may be substantial. Then we will come to the next industry, that is tourism industry. India has rich culture. India has rich culture and history and also blessed by nature's beauty. India's tourism attracts domestic and foreign nationals throughout the year. Due to COVID-19, the whole tourism value chain was totally disturbed. It includes transports, hotels, restaurants, production and sales of various products attracting tourists, agents and guides, tour managing companies and agencies, and operators are facing losses worth of crores of rupees. Besides, the industry lost more than 50 million jobs. Experts believe the tourism industry is likely to take a massive hit and it could end up severe crippling the industry for the foreseeable future. Aviation industry. You know, the government of India is independently suspended tourist visas and airlines. The entire aviation sector is under pressure. International as well as domestic flights are cancelled for varying periods, leading to a sharp drop in income and continuation of fixed cost is leading to a big loss to this industry. How to recover this big loss is a big question before this industry. MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises. These enterprises mostly exports. They have been impacted more by the pandemic as the sector accounts for over 45% in the country's total outbound shipments. They are also feeling issue of their workers as several workers have migrated to their original villages and towns. Next is agricultural industry. Here we will see what is the negative impact of coronavirus on agriculture industry. Due to travel restrictions for lockdown and suspension of the operations of the businesses like hotels, restaurants, sweet shops, food stalls, etc., the market for agricultural product has gone down because hotels are closed, restaurants are closed, so this market has lost. The market of agricultural product has totally gone down. The exportable products like fruits, spices, tea and such other products also lost their market due to disruption in international trade. This is a significant fall in revenue. It led to a significant fall in revenue of the many agricultural activities. However, this sector is least interrupted as it produces very essential products without which we cannot live. Transport and movement of agricultural products are not restricted even in the complete lockdown. This is the positive side. We will discuss again in the next part. Then we will come to the manufacturing industry. The amount is locked up in inventories because the companies have already purchased the inventories. So the high amount is locked up in inventories and the value of such inventories is going down, has gone down. The machineries are too lying idle for a long time. In addition to this, there is a problem of cash flow. Supply chain is totally disturbed. So manufacturing industry is badly affected by this coronavirus. When we will discuss the automobile industry, we will see most of the plants are shut and imports being sealed up. Most of the plants are shut and imports being sealed up. There is a steep decline. There is a steep decline in production and sales of the automobile companies, impelling them to declare pay cuts of their employees. The situation is awful due to the fall in income levels of such companies, of total sector. Now we will consider what is the impact on textile and apparel industry. This industry provides employment for over 45 million people. This industry provides employment for over 45 million people in the country. But temporary closure of production units has increased their hurdles, leading to layoffs. The termination of exports and imports. The termination of exports and imports because of problems in international trade has adverse impact on the spinning mills in India. The exports of fabric, yarn and other materials have disrupted. Solar power industry, around 80%, I repeat, around 80% of solar modules and solar cell used in India are from Chinese manufacturers. Thus, the Indian solar project developers started confronting shortage of raw materials. This is a serious problem before the solar industry. Construction and engineering industries. For construction and engineering industries, the physical presence of massive labor force is essential, which is restrained during lockdown because the workforce is not allowed to go on the work. So the work of construction hampered. In addition to this, making available of various materials like cements, sands, etc. and movement of materials also restricted. So it has given negative impact on the construction and engineering industries. The famous media and entertainment industry. You know, coronavirus has compelled to postpone release of several movies. So many producers have invested lot of money, crores of money in movies, but the release is stopped, postponed. Shooting have come to rest and the theaters cannot screen. Shooting has completely in rest and the theaters cannot screen the movies, bringing about heavy losses to this industry. The theater owners, the actors, the producers, and all the stakeholders of this industry are in loss. Coming to the retail segment, we will discuss here what is the negative impact on retail segment. Shutting down of shops and malls during the complete lockdown. During the complete lockdown, there was total shutdown of shops. Besides, restrictions on time. Time is opening time and shutting down time. Revenue of all retail stores declined. Because of complete stoppage for lockdown period. Again, restrictions on the timing, opening timing and shutdown timing. As well as social distancing also impacted. So retail sector has negative impact in this manner. However, the shops selling essential commodities have witnessed the demand of the products exceeding supply. These are some examples and we have discussed in brief only. But it is our habit, it is our nature that we always search for opportunity in crisis. Here also, in this pandemic also, we will have some opportunities. The best one, the first one we will see and we will take break. Opportunity in a crisis. India is not only the country that has affected by COVID-19. Several foreign economies are also crippled due to overly dependent on China market. And this pandemic, dependence on China market is the one reason and pandemic is the another reason. Because of this, several foreign economies also crippled. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to India. It is believed that this is the time that India can capture potentially 40% of their competitors' market share. India can capture 40% of the competitors' market share by looking at indigenous products, indigenous production of goods, services, and also furthering the Make in India campaign. The reliability crisis for China is the foremost opportunity for India. I repeat, the reliability crisis for China is the foremost opportunity for India. China's discomfort can turn into India's comfort. The world seems to accentuate the dependency on China. Some countries even have expressed their opinions regarding desisting their trading relationship with China. Some countries already declared that they will not further transact with, will have some trading relations with the China. India could attract more foreign investments. This is the opportunity. India could attract more foreign investments. The countries, those are putting aside China. The countries, those who are putting China aside, can place India in that position. Now the question is, why these foreign countries will invest in India? What are the reasons? Just look at the reasons that the foreign companies will definitely come to India. The reasons are, India is the second largest country in terms of population. So the domestic demand in India is very high. It is a huge market for foreign countries. India is enjoying demographic dividend. So young workforce is available at cheap rate. India is the world's fifth largest economy. India is the world's fifth largest economy according to nominal GDP and third largest in terms of purchasing power parity. So Indians have more purchasing power. India has the fourth largest rail transportation network, fourth largest rail transport, third largest road network, which can facilitate easy transportation of goods. India is the second largest English speaking nation in the world. India is the second largest English speaking nation in the world, so there will be no much problem of language. Indian products are more reliable. Indian products are more reliable than Chinese products. India has a cheap digital communication network and is one of the largest and swiftly evolving markets for the digital users. India has the second highest number of internet users population in the planet. More than 56 crores internet users subscribes. In addition to this, the government of India had launched certain programs like Skill India, Digital India, Make in India, and such others to foster economic growth, which have created a business-friendly environment in the nation. In India, most important thing, in India, the judiciary system is an independent body. So the foreign companies can sue against the government of India also. The basic amenities such as infrastructural investment, transportation, etc., that are essential to carry out a business is much affordable in India. Because of these reasons, the foreign investors will come to India. Okay, let me have a short break here and we will meet again in the second part. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Dr. Nandakumar Lakshman Kadam welcomes all of you again in this second part. We are discussing about the impact of COVID-19 on business sector in India. In the first part, we have discussed the negative impacts or adverse effects of COVID-19 on business sector. Now, in this part, we will discuss the positive impact or the favorable effects of COVID-19 on business sector. It is very true that COVID-19 has engendered unprecedented disruptions across the globe. However, it has provided opportunities to some sectors to add some innovative ideas to their existing business models and create solutions to the problems. Looking from a vantage point at this pandemic, a number of industries seem to be benefiting as well. We will take some examples. The first one is education sector. EdTech. Now it is called as EdTech. Even before the COVID-19 outbreak, a study forecasted the Indian online education market to grow $18 billion by the year 2022. The pandemic has compelled educators and learners to adapt more efficient digital processes and tools. Regular classes are on hold because of lockdown and other restrictions. Parents are afraid to send their kids and children to schools and colleges. Online learning has emerged as the most viable tool for educators to minimize pandemic's impact on students' academic progress. Virtual classes and online learning have suddenly become the norm instead of novelty. Online education, that is tutoring, web courses, etc., have come up to be the need of the hour. All educational institutions, from primary to higher education, are looking up to alternative of conventional teaching and learning process. No doubt, Google has provided some common platforms like Zoom, Meet, etc. But every school, college, or any other educational institution requires different features. Common apps may not be perfectly suitable for all of them. EdTech sector can tap these opportunities. Some are tapping already, they have started. Some are tapping on every possible entity they can. Companies, you have heard, companies such as Byju's, White Hat Junior, Unacademy, Topper, Vedantu have gained up to a three times surge in assets since the first phase of lockdown in March 2020. An analyst report further highlighted that e-learning firms, which have been monthly visits of about 102.2 million, recorded around 128.8 million in the 28 days of lockdown period of April. See the increase, 102.2 million to 128.8 million in only 28 days of April. The overall engagement of students and professionals has been an increase of 8.5% during the lockdown period. Then we will come to the next sector, that is e-retail. Even today, most of the Indian households rely on the neighborhood stores for grocery. But slowly, online retailing is taking place. Online retail platforms like Grofers, Milk Basket, and Big Basket are attracting Indians in the pandemic, as it satisfies the condition of social distancing. The players are establishing daily grocery fulfillment value chain. Huge discounts are currently being offered on various items, as well as ensuring fulfillment of all needs. They are ready to fulfill your all needs. Most of the players are witnessing a 20% to 80% surge. 20% to 80% surge in their order volumes. The lockdowns is gradually charging the mindsets of consumers and encouraging them to switch to online grocery shopping. This indicates that online grocery will be a sunrise sector in the long term, even after the COVID-19 chapter comes to a close. The next sector that is benefited by the COVID-19 is banking, financial services, and insurance, that we generally call it as BFSI. The Indian banking industry witnessed the continuous growth in the decade. Indians love to handle currency notes, hard cash. Even after the demonetization, dependence on cash not decreased to the expected extent. But the viral nature of the novel coronavirus has made Indians circumspect of cash and diverting to digital transactions. This is the gain of the banking sector. During the emergency situation, the operational and technical difficulties faced by the employees as well as by the customers. So this is the time for BFSI players to develop new digitally driven business models. Digitally driven business models. The time is perfect for them to leverage advanced technologies and digitizing existing set of offerings, addressing inefficiencies and come out of the rigidity. This is the challenge before the BFSI sector. The only drawback here is that you may say the negative impact slightly, that is COVID-19 has given rise to the non-performing loans that are facing by the BFSI. Okay, we will come to the next. Medical, that is pharma, pathology labs, diagnostic centers, etc. This is another one major sector that come out to be a winner. At present, products like disinfectants and sanitizers are recording the highest sales. A trend of taking self-care seems likely to be continued and become consumer behavior. Fitness products and apps are also seeing a surge in demand. It is opening space for collaborations between fitness product manufacturers and healthcare providers. They can join. They can start their collaborative manufacturing and supply chain. Online medicine delivery and teleconsulting will show definitely steady growth. Online pharmacies in India like MedLife, 1mg and PharmEasy are providing contactless home delivery of medicines in bulk. Contactless home delivery in bulk. Different types of medicines on one platform. And also provide online prescriptions. They are also providing online prescription services with their registered set of doctors. Owing to these benefits, more and more people are buying medicines and essential supplements from these platforms. Again, the next sector is health and wellness. It is close to the medical. This pandemic situation is a huge opportunity for the health and wellness sector to place itself as a necessity and branding themselves as a pivotal and much needed support mechanism. The industry is already on a rise. The industry is already on a rise and has most growth perspectives in the future. People are facing the imminent threat of immunity. Presently, we all are facing the threat of immunity deficiency paranoia. All are looking forward to anything that helps them stay healthy and fit. Stay healthy and fit. Stay home, safe, be safe is the now it become a logo. Okay. Various authorities officially and young number of persons on social media are advising many activities and products which they claim that it improve your immunity. All this generated much impact on common people. The demand for such things has risen so drastically. As people will continue to adopt better personal hygiene practices, even in the post-COVID-19 world, the consumption of nutrition and wellness products is expected to see a rise. We might also see more healthcare oriented investment. We might also experience more healthcare oriented investment, including infrastructure from private as well as public sectors. Definitely, better days will come to the essential healthcare services and it will provide more employment opportunities. The next sector that is benefited, you know all this, that is e-commerce and delivery based services. Fear of infection of coronavirus and lockdowns. Fear of infection of coronavirus and lockdowns, refraining people from gathering up at markets, grocery stores and public places. The e-commerce and delivery-based sectors are booming at large, as it offers a safe and distanced way to procure essential and non-essential commodities. The industry is to see a spike in customer retail operations. This industry is already on a growth. This industry is already on growth trajectory with the technological revolution. The technology is in their hand. The technology is helping them. Okay, so it is on growth. People are now adapting e-commerce even to produce their daily needs, that is services and commodities. India's biggest online grocers, that is Big Basket and Grofers, have nearly doubled the number of daily deliveries. Big Basket has said that around 283,000 orders a day are being made. 280,000 orders a day are being made. This was 150,000 before the shutdown. While Grofers said it was servicing about 190,000 daily orders against 1 lakh before the COVID-19 lockdown. It means it is increasing. It is showing growth. Then next is software as a service. Generally it is called as SaaS. SaaS. And remote working tools. SaaS applications and remote working tools would facilitate the ongoing projects and pave the roadmap for future entrepreneurs to a greater extent. These applications would serve the founding stones for the majority of business operations in the future and heaven for existing ones. It accentuates the current work culture to better productivity. Next one is over the top. Generally it is called as OTT. Over the top platforms and online gaming. Over the top media and online gaming have surpassed above the conventional ways of entertainment. Bans and restrictions on movie theaters, gaming hubs, and other recreational amusement installations, all they are promoting OTT platforms and the online gaming. These have proven to be time and cost efficient and provide a more personalized version which can experience at the comfort of home. Another one sector, that is managed office spaces. Managed office spaces that would rise, definitely, that would rise above the rest is the managed office spaces. Managed office spaces provides the spaces for corporates, startups, and commercial real estates. Managed office spaces satisfies the need of cost-efficient and comfortable space. Managed office spaces provide a suitable alternative to the need of comfortable workplace with cost cuts. So these spaces provide the perfect solution. These spaces provide the perfect solution to startups, SMEs, small and medium enterprises, and even corporate bodies to cut their costs. These are safer than conventional office hubs and come for a fraction of operational costs for the same. Another one sector that we have to discuss here that is fast moving consumer goods, FMCG industry. After the lockdown announcement, demand for fast moving consumer goods spiked up, owing to hoarding and panic buying by the consumers. The demand for fast moving consumer goods spiked up owing to hoarding and panic buying by consumers. Grocery items and hygiene products have seen a surge in demand, but supply chain was the constraint that was limiting the manufacturing capacities. You might have observed that in April and May, the growth fell down 28%, but it registered a growth of around 45% in terms of value chain in June. It is true that it fell in the month of April and May because of lockdowns, okay, and restrictions, but it gained again, and it registered a growth of around 45% in terms of value chain in June compared to the same period in the last year. The sector is expected to witness flat growth in 2020 as demand was adversely impacted by lockdowns and other restrictions. As the demand was restricted, adversely impacted, now it has increased. People started to purchase more than their requirement, and they are starting store because of fear, and they also started to store more because to avoid going to malls and stores frequently. These are the some sectors which benefited by the COVID-19. Now we will come to the conclusion. We are bleak for the future. Economies are uncertain about growth. Unemployment will widespread. Except some industries, all industries are negatively hampered. We are experiencing behavioral changes in the total business sector from both sides, demand side as well as supply side. At one end, or you may say at one side, larger part of the business sector is experiencing large scale discontinuities in several industries due to migration of workers, transport restrictions, complete standstill of capital and investments, huge drop in demand, and so on. It becomes even difficult to many businesses to survive. At the other side, at the other end, on the other part also, you may say, the sector has boomed. The pandemic brought new opportunities for this sector. Some industries are shining and would continue to shine even when the situation will come to end. We can hope that the growth of some industries should not be limited to just these industries. It may or it should be surely extend many avenues to the Indian economy. The market, which was more or less neglected, should open new opportunities, and the business sector should ready to grab it. As the economy slowly starts juggling back to normalcy after the pandemic, it would be interesting to see how these transformations play out for the existing infrastructure and larger community. This will be the interesting factor. There won't be anything normal as before. It will be a new situation. The new situation might not be as bad as we presume it will be. It may be good. Coronavirus impact is not just physical. Coronavirus impact is not just physical. It is temperamental, psychological, and most importantly, economical. I hope you have enjoyed the session. I again extend my sincere thanks to the organizers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I, Dr. Adapa Gopi, Associate Professor, Computer Science and Engineering from St. Mary's Integrated Campus, Hyderabad. A special thanks to Dr. Nandakumar Lakshman Kadam, Vice Principal and Head Department of Accountancy, Jaisinghpur College, Jaisinghpur, Maharashtra. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Dr. M. Mallareddy, Associate Professor, CSE HOD, and Mr. K.V. Balamurli, Associate Professor, SNH HOD. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank my college management and faculties supporting me, especially our director, Mr. G. Satyanarayana Reddy, sir, Principal Dr. E. Swatin Gaud, sir, and our beloved Secretary, C. K. Sriharsha, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Our founder and honorary chairman, Sri K.V.K. Rao, sir, of entire St. Mary's Group, established various branches throughout our country, Hyderabad, Guntur, Kolkata, Prakasham. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to thank each and every participant for supporting a grand successful webinar. Thank you all.